dropped his championship ring in the crowd. If y'all could have saw this, it
One of
literally,
the
For
yeah,
real?
when it came off in the crowd, he was on the ground on all fours looking for it. Like I'm like, this is
They'll show up
everything
on
that's
eBay.
right.
Wow.
yeah,
Holy
you
Clay,
celebrate
man.
something like that. You celebrate in college, but it was different, Jay, than the pros.
Imagine
Pros,
if
you had
someone
alcohol,
stole
get
it.
it flowing like
Yeah.
that. The
Or
alcohol
if
beverages
it
that flow
broke or
those.
something.
But the ticker tape parades and that alcohol get to flowing for at least 48 hours.
At
At
least.
least.
Oh, it's been flowing though. It's been flowing since they won in Boston. It has
But
not
at
stopped.
least 48.
Yeah.
You
We
might
don't
want to slow
stop,
down
buddy.
48 and kind of gather yourself for a day or two.
Go
then
home.
Go back.
You got to go
back.
home
You
eventually.
gotta try to get home.
Yeah.
You gotta try to get home.
Family hasn't seen him in 2 days.
Gotta
He's like,
try to
look,
get
Yeah.
Well, it was interesting because at the time when we won the Super Bowl,
Such a
I
beautiful
went
story,
to
man. To see Clay,
then I flew home
to where he's,
because I missed the
to what
stadium.
happened to
I
him,
fly home and everybody.
and the year he's come back, he won a championship. Nah.
On Leno with Brad
I
Johnson.
wanted to go the States win, but
I know.
and I wanted to
Then I
Curry
go home.
Curry to get
and
his
all
Finals
those fly
MVP.
back.
But for me, it was more about
I
Clay
mean,
than
still have
Steph
faith.
this
It
season.
took me
Although
about
he
3 or
won
4
Finals
hours.
MVP and
Yeah. 'Cause,
such a great story as well.
Colin Earl, it was, ooh.
But
See, this is more like
so happy
college
for
for
Clay,
Clay.
man.
yeah.
This reminds me more because Clay, there's no wife, like there's no family. It's Clay.
No, I wasn't married when I won the Super Bowl.
Oh,
No, I wasn't married when I was divorced.
oh.
So,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
don't act like I didn't have fun
Yeah,
in my
yeah,
life.
no.
Yeah.
Because it was just it's different, right? Because Steph was up there, in the parade, on the float with the family and the kids and the wife, and Clay's just boots on the ground.
Yeah, that was funny. That was funny. Like everybody with his family in the parade, and Clay just like walking like I'm the captain.
Do whatever you want. You just won the championship.
Yeah.
Nobody can say anything.
No one can say
to
anything to you.
So wait.
Yeah, it's a pool party. Yeah.
Do a podcast one time.
Let's go.
Well, Jay, your story isn't a real comeback story.
Let's go.
I'm walking again, so it's fine. Like it's a comeback story for me. But
What fool said that?
it's
Yeah.
right? Well, because people have the perception of what a comeback story is, right?
It reminds me of Carnival here, Brazil. I mean, we get lots more of people, but but yeah,
After not playing
it's
basketball
fun.
for 2 years, comes back in his first
Poor lady.
season, wins a world championship.
And without him, they didn't do a thing.
They didn't do a thing.
Yep.
Yep.
So I mean, look,
Yep.
Jordan Poole, Gary Payton II, Steph, Dre, all these guys, incredible roles. But for this dude to come back, I mean, he's on top of the world right now. This is an incredible story for Clay. I love
Yeah.
it.
It's a great story, and
Yeah.
whenever you have, like you said, I don't want to call them haters, but whatever you have doubters or people question.
Nah. They are haters. They are haters, man. They are. They simply are. And it's crazy because since we talk here in this channel mostly about psychology and linguistics, it's very interesting how they manipulate the narrative. So it's so curious how they don't doesn't notice that because it's so clear from a psychological standpoint that they are throwing thoughts like they are throwing things that you don't really need to think about, but the way they articulate this thought leads you to think certain things. So we many players have called that Draymond Green being one of them that the media can define if a player made an X amount of money or not. So although they say that the people doesn't need to believe them, I mean it takes so little to 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 change one's perspective. So it takes so little to control the narrative. They don't even need to try to do that, and they do that unconsciously. So for us like the Dubs, for the Warriors to win it this year
Team
was
and you finish the
sensational.
deal. It just
Nothing less than
good
sensation.
when you finish the deal, right? It's
Yeah,
and on top of that, you get your fourth chip. You get to celebrate
and
again.
counting.
You get to show
You know, you feel me?
pose
You
with
feel
Big
me?
Smiles. I mean, all the guys in Memphis, they had to watch watch this, just like you watched it.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody in Memphis had to watch the same
So
thing.
I mean,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Watch that. Hold that.
to me, it feels like world class athletes need doubters. Like, I remember the '98 Yankees, who were favored to win the World Series. They traded for Chuck Knobloch. They had this incredible team.
Now, I've seen Berg and other experts saying that if they use what we are saying to motivate them, then all good. So I don't really think that way because okay, I didn't had like this breakdown or about what they are talking, but in a way they are trying to be slick in my estimation, because it's one thing to you to provoke a player. The other thing is what they are doing, which is being disrespectful and creating narratives that can get prejudiced. They are creating narratives that can really affect the players, and this is not cool, man. One thing is to get like these debates or who's the top player coming up next season, yada yada yada. But the way that they do, they it seems to me that they got lost in the process. So they just say whatever to create intrigue and drama and clickbaits and whatever. And this is what I think what Raymond says about the new media. It's not about players being in the media because we always had that, right? It's about the players or the people calling out the mistakes and false narratives, the double standards that often these people in the media have. It it is not only old heads. It is not only non-players that do that. It is often two players. Perk is an example. Is a perfect example. We have many more examples, but yeah,
And
we
wound up winning
we will be talking
105
about
games,
that a
won the
lot in
World
this
Series
channel.
and everything, swept the World Series, and afterwards I heard Derek Jeter go,
Max, man, this is one, Max. So I can't really understand Max because in a way he gives his flowers to Steph and all that, but the way that he always tried to slick this 15-16 championship run, and the way that he articulates it, it almost seems like Steph is like the worst player ever. And not that Steph did play great and he's telling lies. It's just that the way that he say it and the way that he wants the people to think it is weird. It is weird to me. He doesn't need to say that all the time, and he does it all the time. And I wouldn't be surprised if he would have
no one
say
thought we could do
that
that.
again.
Wait, everyone thought you could do. What are you talking about? Everyone thought you were going to do
You know
this.
that's the go-to.
Yeah, but you guys seem to need it, right? Like, is there something in you that needs to prove something to someone who doesn't think you can do it to help fuel you?
You know, there's always one,
Nah.
right? And you may hear that one
They
person,
probably have
even though there may be
motivation
many.
enough.
You just
But now, if you want to make us mad,
you hold on to it.
if you want to make Curry mad,
Shit with it. No one thought we could ever do it. It's
you're
like,
unleashing
well,
the demon, man.
actually, Vegas thought you could do it, right?
Yeah, your odds-on
that's just-
favorite.
But you had that one person that always doubted what your abilities would be.
What is that, Jay, in you? Because to me, Jay, you seem very much that way.
Oh, yeah.
Like, when you talk about it,
What they are saying is almost like if hate is proven wrong, then it's okay. And not only okay, but I should do more. So they criticize and create false narratives all along about many players. So they are saying that they are doing that because they want to motivate them. So it's okay. And it is cool that they prove them wrong. So it is a weird thought process. There's many ways to motivate, and people are different, man. Some people can get motivated by it. Some people don't. Some people can get more motivated by you encouraging and having like giving his flowers and being honest, being real. Some people grow more in that way. So for you to say that I'm hating because I want you to grow, isn't that weird? Can't I say like and not hating? I just want you to be more than you are right now. So I'm rooting for you, and this is how I see it. And it's a different approach. So all the slander that they are giving to Tatum right now, man, it's crazy. He's only 24, man. He's 24. So you can say, oh, but Magic was younger, but Kobe was younger, but Shaq was whatever, man. Whatever. They are not Tatum. Tatum is Tatum. Everyone has his own journey. You don't need to have like this same standard for everybody. It's almost like Skip does with Michael Jordan. Just because Michael Jordan is 6-0 and it is Michael Jordan, he expects everybody to be Michael Jordan. And anyways,
It's very clear to me. You were going to be successful in life because you would refuse to not be, right? And
Yeah.
part of what like if it's basketball, if you wind up with the accident, that was not going to stop you. What is it in you that you need to be doubted in order to fuel that?
So I talked to Coach K about this yesterday in my pod, and it was great because
Just needs to be healthy.
An insatiable appetite.
They just needed to be
You're
healthy.
consumed by wanting to be great all the time. You block out all the stuff on the peripheral, right? Like
Yep.
you just block it out. So he's like, yeah, you do, but what happens is you're as an athlete, you're not built.
Another thing as well, they say the doubters, like they're saying like the doubters, like it was a one-sided event. Man, if you are a Warriors fan, if you are like me who have watched all games, all 82 games, all playoff games, not from this year but the past years as well, they were saying so much trash, so much hate for the past 2 to 3 years. It is crazy, man. It is crazy. So when we are like
For people to tell you, you're the
being
best, you're the
petty
best, you're the
right
best,
now,
that doesn't get you to your
man,
end goal. What gets you to your end goal?
it's just the
Somebody
payback,
says,
you know.
oh, you're good, but
It's just the payback.
You got to constantly improve.
2
Is that what it
years
you
is?
always have to work
of
on
slander?
something. You're always trying to be better.
Nah.
So what are you more prone
Yeah,
to?
I gotta
listening to?
hear
Not
it.
the people that tell you you're great.
That's
the
interesting.
people that say, well, you're not good.
Because everyone looks at athletes like, oh, it's a genetic thing, which it has to be. You have to be athletic. But really, more than anything, it's working on everything, making your weaknesses
It's mental.
stronger,
It's
constantly.
mental.
And
It's purely
that
mental.
quiet fuel that you get from people that whatever be negative or whatever you want to call it, you retain that information. And much like he said with Coach K, Coach Parcells was never going to tell you anything positive. Everything's just going to always, it was like, it's gray outside today, man. Even though it's sunny
It's
and
sunny and
90
beautiful.
with no humidity and a light wind, he's going to make you think the sky is falling.
You got to get better.
Because it's constant grind. It's like working for him is dog years. It's just a
Dog
constant
years.
grind
Yep.
and get better all the time. Belichick's the same way.
That's
They
why
don't
they're not
tell-
for everybody, right?
That's
Yeah,
why they're
man.
not
But
for
Max, you
everybody.